clutter and disorganization has such a significant impact on your productivity, your creativity, and just your overall mental well-being. And when we all start to realize that, I think we will be so much better off, because we need to make sure that we are taking care of ourselves in order to do the things that we really care about. I don't know about you, but I know about me, and I can feel very overwhelmed, and it can be really challenging for me to focus on the task at hand, knowing that I have so many tabs open. And I'm not just talking about my computer, I'm talking about in other areas of life. So this is something that can make me feel very like overwhelmed and like I'm in a rut or something like that. So this video is designed just to help. If you're anything like me, it's going to help you to find your way back out of that rut, or just into a place where you can feel like you can succeed again. I feel like I'm telling on myself in this video, but I think it's just a very necessary chat to have, because like, especially as women, we handle so many things for so many people, and we want to be givers and nurturers and take care of others and things like that. But we're only one person. We have two hands, one life. Like, we can only be one place at a time. So a lot of things can get mushed together real easily. And I'm gonna try to show you like the top, I don't know, how many things is it? The top 12 things that I realized this year that I changed intentionally. Because one thing I will say is that you have to be very intentional about this peaceful life, or like they say, like the soft life, peaceful life, happy life that you want to live. You don't just live it by accident, and like your cards aren't just dealt right. You have to be intentional about these things that you set in place. And I set 12 things in place, or at least I tightened up 12 things that I think will also work for you, because it worked in an amazing way for me. All right, the first thing is I let go of carrying so much in my hands. I used to be that person that would say, you know, I don't want to take too many trips back and forth to the car, or I don't know, like I wanted to just get it all done in one go, you know. And I don't do that anymore. If I'm traveling or I'm doing something back and forth in the car, going to the market, whatever, I'm definitely taking multiple trips. You're just not gonna find me with 4 bags on this arm, 4 bags on that arm, dragging something along with my leg. Like, you're not going to see me do that. Maybe like a year or two ago you would have, but number one, that's not safe, and number two, it's just the fact that I don't want to be stressing my body out like that. Like, what's the need for what? To save a few minutes? Like, no, it's not worth it. And then like, you have so much going on, like you can't even say, if you have to go like reach for a door or do something else, like it causes too much stress. It makes you look like chaotic also, like while you're doing everything. So just keep it simple. Maybe like, since we have the reusable bags now, like throw everything in one big reusable bag. That might be a little heavy, but at least you're not carrying 12 things, you're just carrying one. You know, like, just make it simple, ease up on your body a little bit, and take that extra trip. You're not about to get an award for doing everything all at one time, so let's not even do that. But it definitely makes me, by doing this, it definitely makes me feel less stressed and more focused on the task at hand. Like, it leaves less room for mistakes, or you dropping things and all that kind of stuff. So that's number one. All right, number two, and don't feel triggered if you're a female watching this video, but I put a strong end to having a messy/dirty car. Now, I make sure I get my car washes on the regular, because that's just something my dad always instilled in me throughout my life. But besides that, the inside is not messy. I don't have napkins everywhere, so much stuff in my glove compartment, multiple cups from days ago, shoes in the back seat, coats and extra clothes in the trunk. Like, I let go of that. And one thing, it makes my ride so much more enjoyable. If you follow me on like Instagram, you've seen my posts before where it's just like, you want every part of your day to be enjoyable and peaceful as much as possible, if you're anything like me. So like, everything's an experience. I don't want like stuff falling from on top of the, what's this called? The mirror? I don't know. You don't want stuff falling from out of there when you go to look and check your eyebrows or whatever. Like, you don't want to deal with that kind of stuff. So I completely cleared out my car. It's such a more enjoyable experience for me when I'm driving, and it gives my passengers such a nice experience as well. So every time somebody get in my car, it feels good to hear them say like, oh, your car's always so clean. And I'm like, it's actually not. Like, it's not like super clean. I wish I would have gotten a detail months ago, like things like that, but you're just not gonna find that clutter. And if I do have to like wipe off the dashboard and do all this other stuff, it's just easy for me to just do it really quick, because it's nothing there, it's nothing in the way, it's not a lot in the car. So that does mean when I go to the gas station, I am looking around, grabbing all the trash I can get, throwing it out. When I'm going in the house and I do have like extra space in my bag, I am taking what belongs in the house. So it does take a little bit of extra, I guess, mental preparation or like mental stimulation, but it's doable, and it makes you feel so good getting in the car knowing like it's not a lot of stuff everywhere. Plus, like, I live in Philly, cars get broken into every day. Just know that if you break into my car, you're not getting nothing. So there's that too. Yeah, we're on number 3. So number 3 is I stopped carrying like sticky notes and extra mail in my bag. I used to not have enough time to really go through my notes, go through my mail properly. So I would say, okay, let me just take this, I'll go through it at work, or like something like that. And I completely stopped that, because you know what would happen? I would just keep piling things in my bag and not get to it. So now I have it set in my morning/night routine that I have to go in and, number 1, consolidate my notes, because sticky notes, it used to be a problem. I used to have sticky notes thrown into my bag because throughout the day when I'm working or whatever, I would write down things, because I'm a creative, right? So like, I get inspired by everything that happens throughout the day. I have to write it down real fast. If I didn't have my phone, I would write it on a sticky note, and sticky notes would end up in my bag. So now I have a part in my routine where it says consolidate notes. So the ideas go to like my idea drawing board, and like my to-do list, adding to my to-do list for the week or for the month, that goes to my to-do list and things like that. So I have a certain part of my day where I put those things in there. Of course, they're prioritized now, so I'm not just like running crazy. In my mail, I make sure that I'm definitely just going through my mail when I first receive it, when I first get it. So that's one thing that I was putting off, because you know how you just tell yourself, oh, I'll get to this later, and that's a sense of like false relief, because you feel like you can put something off until later and you'll get to it when it's a better time, when you have more time to focus. I found that to be false for myself. I don't know if that works for you guys, but I know it's false for me. So I have to most likely just do it when I first get it. That way it can just be taken care of, and whatever it's asking me to do, the letter, the bill, the whatever, I can go ahead and throw it into my to-do list right then and there. But yeah, my bags used to be crazy. I used to have papers and mail and sticky notes, and I no longer wanted to live like that, because I would have sticky notes like balled up from like months ago, and I'm like, what was this even for? It felt very chaotic, so I had to stop doing it. I feel so much better since doing that. I feel so much lighter and just like more organized and just great. So yeah, I stopped doing that, and I hope to never ever go back to that, especially with like, listen, we have iPhones and digital devices, iPads, computers. We have so many tools on these things where we can set up to-do lists with alerts, reminders, all types of stuff. Utilize these devices. Y'all pay so much money for them just to not use everything that is giving you. Use that stuff and stop making a mess in your purse. All right, number 4, I'm no longer lazy with my hair days. Have you ever felt like you didn't give yourself enough time to do your hair? Like, it's one of those days where you start your hair maybe like 8, 9 o'clock at night, and you knew that that was a big mistake, because number 1, you're tired, and then number 2, you got to go to bed because you more likely have something to do tomorrow. So you're rushing, and now you're getting into like tangles, and like it's just frustrating. So giving myself ample time to do my hair has helped, number 1, my hair growth, my hair health, my peace of mind, because yeah, we know how hair can be. We know how hair can be. It's almost like how they say, like when you work at like a corporate place and the printer can smell your fear. It's kind of like that. Like, if you already have any sense of a bad mood or a sense of fear going into doing your hair, oh, trust me, you're going to have that lived experience. So it's just like, just set yourself up for success. If I don't have a free day to do my hair, I'm just not doing it, because there's been times I've just been like in a panic, just crying. Like, and I would ask my mom, like, Mom, can you come over here and help me detangle? Or like my best friend, I would ask her to like literally cut my hair off because I was frustrated. It's gotten that bad sometimes. So yeah, I've learned my lesson, and that's another thing that I would like to suggest to you guys as well. This next one helped me to feel so much more confident. I let go of uncomfortable clothes. One thing about not wearing comfortable clothes makes you feel like you are not insecure, but like you can't feel like your best self. Like you don't walk into the world as your best self because you're thinking about how boxy this shirt looks or how big these pants feel. You gotta keep pulling them up a bit. That's usually my issues. Y'all might have different issues, but that's usually my issues. So like now, if I have to get something tailored, then I will, so that it fits me right. If it doesn't fit well, I'm sending it back. I'm hitting that return button so I can get my money back, or something that looks better, fits better. Yeah, I cannot settle for those things anymore. And like making clothing work, I don't have the best style. Like it doesn't come naturally. I have to put in a lot of work to do it. So yeah, no, that's just an extra layer of frustration that I just don't need. Number 6, I no longer put off things that make me feel off in a relationship. In personal relationships, friend relationships, work relationships, any of it. Like if I'm feeling some type of way, oh, you're gonna know then and there, because those things add up. And then next thing you know, like you're walking into something that you should regularly do, like maybe like a meeting, you're leading a meeting at work, or like you're going out with friends or whatever, but now you're feeling stressed, you're feeling tense, you're feeling so many things. I don't have time for that. So I need to distance myself when possible, if that's what it calls for. I need to bring up a conversation if possible to iron some things out. Either way, it's happening there, and it's happening sooner than later. I am somebody I grew up as like a major introvert. Where that shift happened and how that all changed, I can't quite tell you. I did put in a lot of work to kind of like get my confidence level up as far as speaking goes, but yeah, I can't tell you how that happened, but I just know that I felt a lot of that growing up. Like I couldn't voice my opinions. I didn't want to ruffle nobody's feathers. I didn't want to like grind no gears. So there was a lot of times that I suffered through a lot of that, and it's caused for me to feel like things are piling up on me when it could have just been handled with one conversation. If you're somebody that struggles with that, that's an illusion that we tell ourselves, and we have to stop doing that. It's going to make you feel so much better to release whatever it is. It doesn't matter what conflict that's going to cause. It doesn't matter any of that. You need to be true to you and how you feel, and that's all that matters. You can live comfortably knowing that you were honest with yourself versus trying to make somebody else or some other people happy. So that is one thing that I learned. That's one thing that I'm never letting go. And that's one thing that I think that people learn with age, you know, but I made that decision that I didn't want to learn with age. I want to learn it sooner than later, because stress takes over your health. It takes over a lot, and I don't want to be that person. Another thing, this is number 7. Yes, 7. I put an end of my fear of including God in my conversations. It's given me a sense of peace and fulfillment within my engagement with other people. I found myself trying so hard to not speak so heavily on God, because I know other people have their beliefs and things like that, which I still do honestly respect, you know, but I found myself, you know, like really working overtime mentally just to not talk about God and like explain the things he's done in my life and things like that. And I realized that I can't keep doing that. My truth is my truth, and that's something that has always been really big with me in my life, in my family's life, in my relationship, and just all things like that. So that's one thing that I can't keep steering away from. I was doing so much mental work just trying to talk around it. But yeah, that's one thing that I just had to be comfortable with. And it's not that I'm ashamed. I think it just has a lot to do with just, you know, having so much consideration for others and other people. But yeah, I had to let that go. Let that go. Anything that's taking a hold on your mind in that way, let it go. Because that was something that I struggle with regarding my content that I'm creating, when I'm talking to people at work, when I'm talking to people just on a regular basis. And I don't know why I felt that way, because I'm not ashamed, but yeah, I can't do that anymore. The next one is, and this is similar to what I was talking about with like the mail and sticky note. Well, sticky note's a little bit different, but same thing I was talking about regarding like my mail. I can't put tiny things off until later. If someone needs a favor and they're like, oh, well, can you send me so-and-so's phone number or something like that? Sometimes I would be in the midst of something, so I'll say, okay, I'll send it to you tomorrow, or as soon as I get home, or something like that. Next thing you know, I forgot, and now I'm stressed because I'm like, oh shoot, they gonna think that I don't care, or just whatever. I don't know. That was a bad example, but you get what I'm saying. So if it's something that's gonna take literally like anywhere from like 5 to 30 seconds, like 2 minutes, I tend to just do it right there on the spot, because I don't need to add anything else to my to-do list. Like, listen, being a corporate girly, having your own stuff going on the side, trying to like have build a family, trying to take care of your personal family, like your mom, sister, and we got too much. We have too much going on. Too much going on to be adding small things to our to-do list. Things that should be added to a to-do list are things that you have to plan into a day. Like, you have to plan it into a specific day, a day that works for you. If it's going to take a few seconds, just do it. Just do it. Now, yes, have your boundaries, because if you're at home and like, you're watching TV, you're winding down for the day, I'm not saying respond to that email that's going to take a few seconds, because that turns into a whole rabbit hole of things. But you know the difference. Just don't put off things that are really unnecessary when you could just get it done right then and there. Save your brain power. Save it. We need it for much bigger, better things. Number 9, I stopped ignoring my morning and night routines, and I've learned to go back and adjust them based on my priorities at that time. I talk a lot about my morning and night routines. I will share them with you one day. I haven't gotten to that point yet, because I'm just trying to make sure I'm just instilling them for me right now. And when I really find what works and what I really want to share, then I'll share it. But my morning and night routines are very intimate. Very intimate. It has a lot to do with me talking with God. It starts my day off peaceful. It ends my night peaceful. It allows for me to work towards things that are really like at the forefront of my mind and my goals. It helps me to build my relationships. So it's just really, it's set in a way that's going to make me most happy and most successful, literally. So that's one thing that I really love. I hold it close to my heart, my morning and night routines. It really allows for me to have something that I can rely on, and then throughout the day, whatever happens. But I feel good knowing that whether the day got away from me or not, I know that I talked to the people that matter. I know that I prayed for the day. I know that I set my schedule, my priority list for the next day. I know that I read for 15 minutes, and like, I'm really just feeding into myself in those ways that I really want to. I'm not letting life just take over me. So that's something I would love to recommend to you guys, and I am going to share. Just let me know if you're interested. I'll work on a video to make sure I'm sharing that, and you can see a little bit into what each part consists of. But yeah, my morning and night routines are really what keep me going. Number 10, I changed my outlook of despising rain and rainstorms. I have to give credit to my brother Quentin for this one, because I remember I was talking to him on Instagram about something. It was like photography or something, but I was saying something about the fact that I didn't feel inspired to really go out and do what I was supposed to do that day for photography, because I was like, the rain is messing up my mood, and I've always been that kind of person where like the rain has a big impact on how I feel throughout the day. But the rain now it gives me such a sense of like calmness, and like it allows me to slow down. Like, normally on sunny days and like nice days, I'm up, I want to be in the car, going somewhere, dressed nice, hair done, talking to people. And rain reminds me, like, it forces me to slow down a bit, and I have to appreciate those days. Like, finding another way to just like find peace and calmness in a way other than you just planning on doing it is nice. It's really nice. It gives you that reminder, and it grounds you. So appreciating the rain now, whether I'm at work or at home, because I know how we all feel. Oh, I love the rain, but only when I'm at home in my pajamas or something like that. But I found a way to really, and especially on those days when you have to be out and go out, dress the part if you can. I get some people can't, but if it's going to be a rainy day, wear your rain boots. Or what do people wear in the rain now? I don't know. I just wear some sneakers. I know it's not gonna get messed up, but wear your comfy clothes. Like really dress that part so you can really like lean into that feeling. Lean into the feeling. I think that's the idea for a lot of these things. It's like when we try to go against the grain, that's when we feel most uncomfortable and like, I don't want to be a part of this today. But whatever that feeling is, whatever the feeling is, positive, negative, rainy days, I don't know, conflict, lean into the feeling. Don't push away, lean into it. And that's probably what needs to happen at that time. But the rain definitely showed me that. For those who get it, you get it. I'm gonna hurry up because my battery is dying. I'm gonna skip number 11 because number 11 I kind of touched on while I was making another point, but part of it is necessary. Basically, it was just, you know, letting go of items that you don't need, like clothing items and stuff that need to be returned, return it. But in here it also says like make sure that you can you give away items that someone else can benefit from. So if you need to return something, yes, do it. But if it's something that you already have, give it to somebody that can really use it. I'm sure there's somebody that can use the things that you have, or they like your style, or you can just like be a blessing to somebody. So that's another thing. Give the items away if you really don't need them. Don't just hold on to them and then they're not going to good use or just gathering dust. And number 12, the last one, stop overlooking things that needs to be readjusted in your home. So, and that even goes for like little dirt on the floor and stuff. If you see something, I was that person growing up where I would see something and my mom would purposely leave it there to say, I want to see how many days you was going to walk past that. Yeah, I used to be that person. But like if you see something that's out of place or something that's just sitting around, go and pick it up. Go put it where it gotta go. Everything in here has a place. Just put it in its place, straighten it up, get the dirt off the floor, wipe off that counter, whatever it is that you need to do, just do it. It gives you a much better feeling, a much cleaner house to come home to, less to do when it's time to do that one big clean or whatever, during the season or whenever you decide to do that. Yeah, just get it done while you're doing everything else. Like you're on the phone, pick that thing up. Or you about to go get in the shower, take everything out the shower that shouldn't even be there in your way in the first place. You know, just do it real fast. It'll give you an overall better outlook on your home. It'll make you feel a lot more peaceful and decluttered and just free and peaceful. Yeah, I think I said that already. But yeah, I hope that I didn't like overthink these points. Honestly, I'm somebody who thinks a lot. I overthink a lot too. So these little things, they add up, and sooner than later it makes me feel like I have a lot piling up on me, like I have too much to do or too much to think about or too much that's bringing my mood down. So these things tend to help me when I make sure I have them all in check. And this year I stopped playing with all 11/12 of these. So I hope that this helped you. I hope that this will work for you. Let me know in the comments and I'll see you next time.